agree later. I'm a clinician, registered clinical officer, working for HIP. That's one of the things to get accredited. We have a number of clinics, but basically Kibera Clinic is just a sheltered clinic or a request clinic, which is our headquarters. So we offer a number of services. We do general curative services, we do STIs screening and management, we also do reproductive health, that's comprehensive, which entails contraceptive, which is part of your discussion. We have also other screening for cervical cancer screening, for maybe some other pregnancy crisis issues. We still address all those issues, apart from the other minor kind of operations that we do in the clinic.
Have you handled any case dealing with teenage girls or adolescents as far as family planning is concerned?
Yeah, as part of our service delivery, the young people actually are the core kind of population that we deal with each and every other day. So we serve the young people each and every other day. And then the dynamics of working with young people are so different. The way you can work with a 15-year-old is totally different. The way you can also give a service for a 18-year-old, and also the same service, but with a different kind of dynamic or model for a 24-year-old. So basically, for the young people, the dynamics of working with young people are so different based on the age kind of age set.
So you see the dynamics. So do you treat, let's say, for example, a 14-year-old girl and, for example, a 25-year-old girl?
So you realize for a 25-year-old girl, that's a lady who is mature, and to some extent she has some kind of basics in terms of her body and also the whole kind of reproductive system. And then these are the people that who understands and then who can tell you exactly what they want. But if you deal with a 15-year-old, most of the time they just beat around the bush. They don't want to tell you I'm bleeding. They can come with an excuse, I'm having some kind of headache, I'm feeling, I'm weak. And then as a clinician, with your kind of, you're supposed to be having a high kind of intuition and also supposed to be having a high index, suspicion kind of index, so that you can also keep on probing so that you can know exactly what their problem is. So if they come maybe with an issue and then they tell you I'm feeling like I'm weak, I'm having some kind of headache, to some extent I'm feeling like nauseated, you need to ask more questions so that you can know exactly what they need. And then for you to ask those questions, you need to have a youth-friendly kind of environment. You need to be so comfortable with the other person, you need to be so open, and also you need to be much more accommodating so that she can be in a position to explain herself in a better position so that you can know the issue and then you can address it better. So basically, we don't have a clear kind of framework or model on how to use and how to provide a service, but basically we have those principles that we need to follow. We have that principle that you're supposed to be welcoming, and then you're supposed to explore the kind of needs she wants. So as you talk and as you try to engage her, maybe she wants a family planning. If she wants a family planning, to some extent, we have different kind of personalities. There are those who can open up and then they can talk, and then we have those who are reserved. They can just come and then they tell you, I want an injection, or I want a pill, or I want an implant. So from that case, you're supposed to have a good kind of rapport. You need to talk to her nicely so that she can tell you, how do you come to know about this injection? Have you ever used it before? Do you know the side effects? Because even before you can give all these other information, it's good to know the prior information this client has. So that's why sometimes you just engage them in a conversation so that you can know exactly what a level of understanding and knowledge regarding family planning. So that as you talk to, as you give her more information on maybe other side effects or some other kind of contraindications or some other kind of issues that can be affecting at some point, she's supposed to be aware and also supposed to know where you need to pick up information from. When it comes to medical kind of issues or the medical kind of practice, first of all, each and every other client has a right of making a choice. Regardless of the consequences, she has a right of making the choice. But also as a service provider, you also have a right of giving that information, quality information. So even if she comes and then she wants a pill, we have a way of doing the counseling for all the other methods, so that she can know about the pills, so that she can know about the injectables, so that she can know about the implants, and also so that she can know other kind of barrier methods like the condoms and other methods. So as she comes in, regardless of the method, we still do counseling for all the other methods. And then from there now, she can be in a position to make a decision based on the information that we share. So as much as you may come with an opinion of maybe taking a pill, she has to get the information of all the other methods. So what happens, most of the young people, they work with some kind of peer pressure. There may be a girl who at some point she was engaged in a sexual kind of maybe unprotected sexual intercourse, and then she took the 2 pills. She never got pregnant. So with her personal kind of experience, she may be also influencing the other friends around. So on that circle, you may also get some other 2 girls who may believe that if you have to take a pill, you have to take 2 tablets so that it can be effective. But you realize each and every other drug has a specific kind of way to use it. If you're talking about the pills you're supposed to be using for a whole month, there's a way they're supposed to be taken on a daily basis at a given time. And maybe just in case maybe she misses 1 pill today, the following day she's supposed to be taking the 2 pills. That is for the cycle that she's supposed to use for maybe 1 month. But when it comes to the emergency contraceptive, which is totally a different kind of thing, and is supposed to be used for emergency purposes. So if you're taking an ECP, it has some kind of variance and how you're supposed to use it. Basically, it's supposed to be 2 tablets. 1 tablet, you take 2 tablets, whichever time, depending from the last time you had an unprotected sex, which is supposed to be less than 72 hours. But some other companies, they can also specify up to around 120 hours. But basically, we just work with the duration of 72 hours. So within those 72 hours, if you take that pack of 2 tablets, you're supposed to be taking the first tablet at 0 hour, and then after 12 hours, you take the other tablet. So if you're supposed to be taking that way, that's the mode of that tablet is supposed to be working. Taking the 2 tablets depends with the company and also the specifications of that pill, because we have the different kind of personal tools. You may get another one with a specificity that you're supposed to take the 2 tablets, but basically the ones that in the market, you're supposed to take 1 tablet, and then after 12 hours, you take the other. We have cases where maybe most of these guys may not be in a position to get the emergency contraceptive, which is the ECP. So if you're not in a position to get the ECP, you can also even use the other pills as an emergency contraceptive. And that's where now we have been having issues, because for the other pills, they're different. You have the microvenom, which is a 21-day pill, and then you have the microroot. So for the 21 pill, you're supposed to take like 4 tablets, and then after 7 hours you repeat that to the 4 tablets. So to some extent, if you give such a kind of information for some other girls, they may use it in a negative kind of way. So they keep on having some kind of unprotected sex, and then because of the bit of the pill, and then they just take the pill. And that's the challenge you've been having all along, of doing counseling and also making sure that they understand ECP is supposed to be used on certain kind of grounds and not just a reliable kind of family planning method.
And in your own opinion, do you think that when this girl go, let's say for example, to a pharmacist out there to get this pill, are they given all this information, or just when they go there, where they are given what they want?
So most of these guys, when they go to the chemists and also the pharmacies, most of the pharmacies are not trained as service providers for counseling for most of these methods. As much as they have some kind of information and also they know exactly what are the consequences of all the side effects, most of the time, most of the pharmacies and also the chemists, the personnel working on those facilities, they don't have that background information on the counseling for the girls before they can dispense. All they do, they just do just like over-the-counter dispensing. You just come, you want this medicine, I just dispense it for you. So there's a disconnection there. Most of them they don't have the information and then they don't get the care they are supposed to have. And that's why most of the time, as much as we work with other partners around, we try to make sure that each and every other person who owns a pharmacy is supposed to be having some kind of services for these young people. You need to provide the information as much as possible.
To some extent, do you think like these contraceptions pills are being abused? For example, the P2s. Do you think it's somehow being abused by these young kids?
It's not even somehow abused, it's abused. It's abused. That's something that we can just condemn. There's so much of abuse of the ECP in the market, not only in the slums, not only in Nairobi, but each and every other quarter in this country. Most of the girls, they are using most of these ECPs. They just express, as in, if you can check out the number of cells, because actually what we do is just do our statistics. How many doses are you dispensing on a daily basis? And then you check on how is the trend. You realize that over the weekend the dispensation for these tablets is so much. So you realize if you're getting like 15 ECPs over the counter over the weekend, that basically gives you some kind of clue that most of these guys, they're just engaging in unprotected sex and then they don't have the right information of exactly what they just getting into, especially by using this.
Like what is the effect, like the long term effect of abusing them?
So because at the moment we don't have the clear kind of statistics for the number of girls who have been affected, but from the literature and also from some of the studies that have been done in the past, these are hormonal products. When you're using most of these hormonal products, they have a mode of action. And for the ECP, actually is supposed to prevent that kind of movement of the sperms. And also, it makes that uterus to be a little bit much more thicker so that fertilization can take place. So if you have such a kind of a mode of action, and then bearing in mind these are an emergency contraceptive with a very high hormonal concentrations. So if those hormone levels are so much in your system, to some extent, they may also cause some other hormonal imbalances within your body. So what happens? Most of the girls, if they keep on using most of these ECPs, to some extent they're going to cause much of the hormonal imbalances within their system, of which in most cases they present with vaginal bleeding, which can also be in on and off. Maybe for this week she's attending, and then after 1 week she's also attending. Some of them they have maybe some other complications like fibroids, some other growth. So it depends with the presentations, also the individual kind of predisposition. It's yes and no, kwa sababu I can use English in Swahili. Kwa sababu most of these injections sometimes they have different kind of drug adjustment within the body and different individuals. Kuna yule mwingine akishadungwa shindano kama ya depo ya 3 months ata gain weight, na kuna yule mwingine ukishamdunga shindano atakuwa na weight yake itakuwa chini. So depending on how the body is going to adjust to the mono kind of injection, that's how it's supposed to give you the feedback. So if you get an injection and then you're not receiving your message as a girl, most of the time they tend to gain weight. And then if they gain that weight, because these are hormones, it's going to stimulate other hormones in the body, the growth hormone and everything. So if you have most of these hormones being imbalanced in your body, to some extent you're going to have such a kind of weight. And then we have those cases maybe whereby you get an injection for 3 months and then the body itself, it has a different kind of programming, and then it realizes there's so much kind of this hormone in your body. Alafu ile inastahili kuwa produced, it gets stopped. So you just only have the synthetic ambayo ushadungwa. So inamaanisha huyu msichana atakuwa na receive period vizuri, ama za zingine zitakuja kama ziko mingi sana. Unaona? So ikiwa hivyo ata lose weight na maybe even shape yake inaweza kuwa impaired with So it's a yes and no depending on different kind of body types and also the body adjustments compared with. So it's a yes and no depending on different kind of body types and also the body adjustments.